The old mining station floated in the dark space between asteroids. Taemin Kim moved through the empty halls with quiet steps. His boots made soft sounds on the metal floor. The place smelled like rust and old air. Red emergency lights cast long shadows on the walls. Tae-Min checked his watch. The job was going too well. Someone wanted him to steal data from this station. They said it would be dangerous. They said alien guards might be around. But he had not seen anyone yet. He found the computer room and plugged in his device. Numbers ran across the small screen. The data was copying fast. Too fast. Real military data never copied this easy. Something is wrong, he said to himself. His comm device buzzed. Nari Choi's voice came through. Taemin, are you there? I'm getting strange readings from your location. I'm fine, he said, but this feels like a trap. Get out of there, now. Before Taemin could answer, bright lights filled the room. The emergency lighting switched off. Normal lights came on everywhere. He could hear the hum of power systems starting up. A loud voice spoke through speakers in the walls. The voice was deep and rough. It did not sound human. Welcome, little human. I am Veltar of the Skarn Empire. You walked right into my web. Taemin pulled out his data device and put it in his pocket. He looked around the room for exits. There were 2 doors. Both had red lights above them now. Locked. You humans think. You are so smart, the voice continued. You think you can steal from us and run away. But I have been waiting for one of you to come here. Footsteps echoed in the halls outside. Heavy footsteps. More than one set. They were getting closer. Tae-Min moved to the wall and pressed his back against it. He pulled out his pistol and checked the power cell. Full charge. He had 2 spare cells and a combat knife. Not much for a fight, but it would have to do. I have 10 of my best warriors with me, Veltar said. They are called Blood Claws. Each one has killed hundreds of enemies. They have never lost a fight. Never. The footsteps stopped outside the doors. Taemin could hear breathing. Deep, slow breathing like large animals. Do you know what we do to humans we catch? Veltar asked. We study them. We take them apart slowly. We want to learn what makes you think you are better than everyone else in the galaxy. A door opened. A huge shape filled the doorway. The alien stood over 8 feet tall. Its skin looked like dark green armor. Long claws grew from its hands. Yellow eyes stared at Taemin. With hunger, another door opened. Another alien came through. Then more doors opened that Taemin had not seen before. Hidden doors in the walls. Aliens came out of all of them. Soon he was surrounded. Veltar walked into the room last. She was even bigger than the others. Scars covered her face and arms. A long tail moved behind her like a snake. Look at him, she said to her warriors. So small, so weak. This is what the galaxy fears? This little creature? The Blood Claws made. Sounds like laughter. It sounded like rocks grinding together. Taemin looked at each alien. He counted them. 10 warriors plus Veltar. 11 total. He was in the center of the room. They formed a circle around him. Each one had claws and teeth. That could cut through metal. We have fought your kind before, Veltar said. Humans always run. They use tricks and hide behind machines. But here, there is nowhere to run. No machines to save you. Taemin put his pistol back in its holder. The aliens looked confused. Why would he put away his weapon? You are giving. Up, Veltar asked. Good. It will be easier if you do not fight. Taemin reached up and touched his comm device. Nari, can you hear me? I'm here. Her voice was small in the speaker. Tell them back home that the intel was correct. The Skarn are still making the same mistakes. What mistakes? Veltar demanded. Te-Min smiled. It was not a happy smile. It was the smile of someone who had been bored for too long. You think 10 is enough, he said. He took off his jacket and dropped it on the floor. Under it, he wore a simple black shirt. His arms showed old scars from many fights. You think because you are bigger and stronger, you will win, Te-Min continued. You think like animals, hunting packs. Surround the prey. Use size to scare them. He rolled his shoulders and stretched his neck. The sound of bones popping filled the quiet room. But you made one big mistake, he said. What mistake? Veltar's voice was angry now. Te-Min looked around at all the aliens. His smile got wider. You brought exactly the right number for a good warm-up. He cracked his knuckles. The sound was loud in the quiet room. I was getting bored anyway, he said. The blood claws looked at each other. They did not understand. This human should be scared. He should be begging for his life. Instead, he looked excited. Veltar's tail lashed back and forth. You are insane. We will tear you apart. Maybe, Te-Min said, but you will have to catch me first. He looked around the room again. Mining equipment was scattered everywhere. Heavy machines, power tools. Cables and pipes ran along the walls. The gravity generator hummed under the floor. Nari, he said to his comb. Start the timer. Timer for what? To see how long this takes? Veltar roared and pointed at Te-Min. Kill him, but keep him alive long enough for me to ask questions. The blood claws moved forward. Their claws scraped on the metal floor. Their eyes glowed in the bright lights. Te-Min stood still in the center of the room. He watched them come closer. 10 of the galaxy's best warriors. Each one trained to kill. Each one bigger and stronger than him. He was still smiling. Finally, he whispered, something fun. The first 3 blood claws attacked together. They moved fast for such big creatures. Their claws cut through the air where Te-Min had been standing. But he was not there anymore. Te-Min had rolled under a mining machine. The aliens crashed into each other. They roared in anger and confusion. Where did the human go? Above you, Te-Min called out. The blood claws looked up. Te-Min was hanging from the ceiling pipes. He had climbed up in 2 seconds while they were. Looking at the floor, he dropped down behind one alien. Before he could turn around, he grabbed a power cable from the wall. The cable sparked with electricity. He pressed it against the alien's neck. The blood claw screamed and fell down. Its body shook from the electric shock. The smell of burned skin filled the room. Kethler, Veltar shouted. Get up. But Kethler did not get up. The electricity had stopped his heart. The other blood claws spread out. They were more careful now. This human was not acting like prey. He was acting like something else. Use the formation, Veltar ordered. Circle and close in. 2 aliens moved to the left. 2 moved to the right. They wanted to trap Te-Min between them. It was a good plan. It worked on most enemies. Te-Min watched them move. He counted their steps. He listened to their breathing. Aliens always had patterns. They trained the same way every time. Haiyan Wu was right, he said to himself. He remembered his old training. Officer, the enemy's strength is always their weakness. When the aliens got close enough, Te-Min ran straight at the wall. The blood claws chased him. They thought he was trapped. At the last second, Te-Min jumped and pushed off the wall with his feet. He flew over the aliens' heads. While he was in the air, he grabbed a heavy metal tool from a shelf. He landed behind them and swung the tool hard. It hit Zixon in the back of the head. The alien fell forward into Marteg. Both creatures went down in a pile of arms and legs. And Claws. Te-Min did not wait. He jumped on top of the pile and drove the metal tool down hard. Once, twice. The alien stopped moving. 3 down, he said. 7 to go. Veltar's yellow eyes were wide. This is not possible. You are just one human. That's the problem with you aliens, Tayman said. He wiped alien blood off the metal tool. You always think numbers matter more than skill. The remaining blood claws were scared now. They could smell fear on each other. Their leader was watching the small human kill her best warriors. He is using our size against us, one alien said. In these narrow spaces, we cannot move properly. Then we take him to the main hall, Veltar decided. Wide open space, no tricks. The blood claws backed away toward the door. They wanted to. Lead Taymin to a bigger room where they could surround him properly. Taymin followed them slowly. He picked up pieces of equipment as he walked. A small cutting laser, some metal cables, a gravity tool used for moving heavy rocks. You think changing runes will help? He asked. You still don't understand what you are fighting. What are we fighting? Veltar demanded. Evolution, Taymin said. The main hall was 3 times bigger than the computer room. The ceiling was high. No pipes to climb on. No machines to hide. Behind, just open space. The 7 remaining blood claws spread out in a wide circle. Now they had room to use their speed and strength. This was better. Now you will see real Skarn fighting, Veltar said. The aliens attacked from all sides at once. They moved like one creature with many parts. Their claws flashed in the light. Their roars echoed off the walls. Tay-Min stood in the center, and Hois watched them come. At the last second, he activated the gravity tool. The device created a pulse of force that pushed outward in all directions. The attacking blood claws were thrown backward. They hit the walls hard. The sound was like thunder, but they were tough. They got back up quickly, angry now and ready to kill. Gravity weapons are forbidden in personal combat, Veltar said. By whose rules? Taymin asked. Yours? He threw the gravity tool at the nearest alien. While the creature dodged, Taymin fired the cutting laser. The beam cut through the alien's leg. It fell down screaming. Humans don't follow alien rules. Taymin said, we make our own. 2 blood claws rushed him from different sides. Taymin wrapped the metal cable around his hands. When they got close, he threw the cable between them. It caught both aliens around the neck. He pulled hard and ran in a circle. The cable tightened. The aliens were pulled toward each other. Their heads hit with a loud crack. They fell down and did not get up. 5 down, Taymin counted. 5 to go. Veltar was breathing hard. Her tail moved fast back and forth. What are you? I'm what happens when a species learns to fight everything, Taymin said. Humans have been at war for thousands of years. With nature, with animals, with each other. We learn from every fight. The remaining blood claws were backing away. They had never seen anything like this. One small creature was destroying their entire pack. We are the best warriors in the galaxy, one alien said. We have perfect records. Perfect records against aliens, Taymin corrected. But you have never fought humans before. Not really fought us. He picked up a piece of broken metal from the floor. It was sharp on one end. Good enough for a spear. Every alien species in the galaxy has one way of fighting, he continued. You Skarn use pack tactics and brute force. The Zelani use energy, weapons and shields. The Morth use swarm attacks. He threw the metal spear. It went through one alien's chest. The creature looked down in surprise before falling over. But humans? Taymin smiled. We use everything. We learn from everyone we fight. We take their best ideas and make them better. The 4 remaining blood claws looked at Veltar. They wanted orders. They wanted her to tell them how to win. But Veltar was starting to understand something. This was not just a fight. This was a lesson. The human was teaching them something about war. You want to know the real difference between humans and aliens? Tae-min asked. He started walking toward them. No weapons in his hands now, just his bare fists. We don't fight to win, he said. We fight to learn. And every time we learn something new, we become harder to kill. The blood claws attacked again. But this time, Tae-min did not use tools or tricks. He fought with his hands and feet. He moved like water around their claws. He struck like lightning at their weak spots. In less than a minute, 2 more aliens were down. One had a broken neck. The other had crushed ribs. Now only 2 blood claws were left standing. Plus Veltar. This is impossible, Veltar whispered. No, Tae-min said. This is just Tuesday. The 2 remaining blood claws stood back to back. They were breathing hard. Fierce sweat dripped from their scales. 7 of their pack brothers lay dead around the room. Veltar looked at the bodies. Each warrior had taken years to train. Each one had cost her empire millions of credits. Now they were gone, killed by 1 human. This cannot be happening, she said. You are just 1 creature. We are the Skarn Empire. We have conquered 100 worlds. Tae-min wiped blood from his hands. Most of it was not his own. He had a few cuts on his arms. Nothing serious. Conquered 100 worlds of what? He asked. Farmers? Merchants? People who never learned to fight back? He started walking around the 2 scared aliens. They turned to keep him in sight. Their claws were ready, but their eyes showed doubt. Earth was different, Tae-min continued. Every day on Earth was a fight. Against weather that could kill you. Against animals that wanted to eat you. Against other humans who wanted what you had. One of the blood claws made a quick attack. Tae-min stepped aside and grabbed the alien's arm. He twisted it until bones broke. The alien screamed and fell down. We call Earth a death world, Tae-min said, because everything there tries to kill everything else. Humans survived by becoming better killers than anything else on the planet. The last blood claw warrior was alone now. It looked at Veltar for help, but she was backing away toward the door. Do not run, the alien called to its leader. We fight together or die together. I am not running, Veltar lied. I am getting a better position. Tae-min shook his head. Even now, you lie. To your own people. That's another reason you lose. The last warrior charged. It was brave. Tae-min had to give it credit. But bravery without skill only gets you killed faster. Tae-min caught the alien's claws with his bare hands. The sharp points stopped inches from his face. He looked into the creature's yellow eyes. You fought well, he said, but you fight like an animal. Humans fight like humans. He twisted his body and threw the alien over his shoulder. It hit the wall hard and slid down. It tried to get up once and fell down again. This time it stayed down. Now only Veltar was left. She pulled out an energy weapon. It was a big gun that could burn through metal. Her hands shook as she pointed. It at Tae-min. Stay back, she warned. This weapon will kill you instantly. Tae-min looked at the gun. Then he looked at her shaking hands. Then he started walking toward her. You want to know something about humans? He asked. We have been shot at by energy weapons before. Lots of times. Veltar fired. The energy beam hit the wall where Tae-min had been standing. But he was not there anymore. He had rolled to the side and was still coming. She fired again and again. Each shot missed. Tae-min moved like he could see the future. like he knew where she would aim before she did. "Impossible," she gasped. "No one can dodge energy beams." "I'm not dodging the beams," Taemin said. "I'm dodging where you plan to shoot them." He reached her before she could fire again. His hand closed over the weapon. Metal crunched under his fingers. The gun broke into pieces. Veltar fell backward. She was bigger than Taemin, stronger, but she was also terrified. "Please," she said, "I surrender. Take me prisoner. Follow your human honor codes." Taemin stopped walking. "Honor codes?" "All species have honor codes for prisoners," Veltar said quickly. "Rules of war. You cannot kill someone who surrenders." Taemin thought about this. He remembered something his sister So Young had said before she died. She had been on Proxima Colony when the Skarn attacked. They had killed everyone there, including the people who tried to surrender. "You want me to follow honor codes?" He asked. "Yes, it is the civilized thing to do." "Did you follow honor codes on Proxima Colony?" Veltar's face went pale. She did not answer. "My sister was there," Taemin said. His voice was very quiet now. "She was a teacher. She helped alien children learn human language. When your people attacked, she tried to surrender. Do you know what happened to her?" Veltar looked at the floor. "She was burned alive," Taemin said, "along with 300 other people who tried to surrender, including 60 children. He knelt down next to Veltar. She was still bigger than him, but she seemed very small now. "So tell me," he said, "why should I follow rules that you do not follow?" "Because you are better than us," Veltar whispered. Tae-Min looked surprised. "What did you say?" "You are better than us," she repeated. "That is why you win. Not because you are stronger or faster, because you are better." Taemin stood up. He walked over to one of the broken machines and sat down on it. He was tired now. Fighting 10 aliens was hard work, even for a human. "You want to know the real difference between humans and aliens?" he asked. Veltar nodded. "We remember our failures," Taemin said. "Every time we lose a fight, we study what went wrong. We learn from it. We make sure it does not happen again." He pointed at the dead blood claws around the room. "Your people will probably make more warriors just like these. Same training, same tactics, same weaknesses. Because you think your way is perfect. And humans? Humans will study this fight. They will learn how I won. They will teach it to other humans. And next time, the fight will be easier." Veltar slowly sat up. "You are going to kill me now." "No," Taemin said. "I am going to let you live." "Why?" "Because dead enemies teach nobody anything. But living enemies can go home and tell stories." He walked over to his jacket and put it back on. Then he activated his device. "Nari-R. You still there?" "I'm here." Her voice was worried. "Are you okay?" "I heard a lot of noise. I'm fine." "The demonstration is complete. You can send the pickup ship." "Demonstration?" Veltar asked. Tae-Min looked at her. "Did you really think this was about stealing data?" "The data was fake. This whole thing was a test." "A test of what?" "To see if one human could handle 10 Skarn elite warriors. Now we know the answer." Veltar's mouth fell open. "This was planned?" "The galaxy is changing," Taemin said. "Humans are moving out into space. Some aliens think they can push us around like they push around other species. We needed to show them why that would be a mistake." He picked up a piece of the broken energy weapon and looked at it. "You will go back to your empire," he continued. "You will tell them what happened here. You will explain that humans are not like other species. We do not surrender. We do not run away. And we do not forgive." Veltar was quiet for a long time. Then she asked, "What do you want from us?" "Peace," Taymin said. Leave human colonies alone. Do not attack our ships. Do not try to conquer our worlds. Do that, and humans will leave you alone too. And if we do not agree? Taymin smiled. It was not a nice smile. Then you will find out what happens when humans stop holding back. Veltar struggled to stand up. Her legs were shaking. She looked around at her dead warriors one more time. These had been the best fighters in her empire. Now they were just bodies on a cold metal floor. I do not understand, she said. How? Can one human be stronger than 10 Skarn? Taymin checked his watch. The whole fight had taken less than 30 minutes. He was not even breathing hard anymore. I am not stronger, he said. I am just different. Different how? Taymin thought about how to explain. Aliens always asked the same questions. They wanted to understand human fighting, but they never understood the real answer. Do you know about Earth animals? He asked. Veltar shook her head. On Earth, there are creatures called sharks. They have been the same for millions of years. Perfect killers in the water. They never needed to change. He picked up a piece of broken metal and turned it over in his hands. Then there are creatures called octopus. They are small and soft. Any shark can eat them easily, but octopus are smart. They learn. They change their color. They change their shape. They solve puzzles. What does this have to do with fighting? Skarn are like sharks, Taymin said. You perfected one way of fighting long ago. Pack tactics, brute force, sharp claws. It worked so well that you never needed to change. He threw the metal piece across the room. It rang like a bell when it hit the wall. Humans are like octopus. We are soft and weak compared to most aliens. So we had to get smart. We had to learn. We had to change. Veltar was listening carefully now. This was important. She needed to understand this if she wanted to save her empire. Every time humans fight someone new, we study them, Taymin continued. We learn their tactics. We find their weaknesses. Then we adapt. But we have perfect tactics, Veltar protested. We have never lost a battle. You have never lost against other aliens. Taymin corrected, but humans are not other aliens. He walked over to where one of the blood claws had fallen. The creature had tried to use its claws like swords. Fast slashing attacks meant to cut and bleed the enemy. This one fought like a Skarn, Taymin said. All instinct and anger. But I have fought creatures like this before. Where? A human. Named Jinho Kang. He was from a different colony than me. We had a dispute over mining rights. He challenged me to single combat. Taymin knelt down next to the dead alien. Jinho was very good with bladed weapons. Fast and aggressive, like your blood claws. The first time we fought, he nearly killed me. The first time? We fought 3 times, Taymin said. Each time, I learned something new. The third time, I won. And then you killed him? No. Then we became friends. Veltar looked confused. Friends? You fought 3 times and became friends? That is another thing humans do differently. We can fight someone and still respect them. Jinho taught me many things about blade combat. I taught him about unarmed fighting. We both became better warriors. Taymin stood up and walked to another body. This one tried to use pack tactics, coordinate with the others. Work as a team. Pack tactics always work, Veltar said. Against aliens, yes, but humans invented pack tactics. We have been using them for thousands of years. We know all the weaknesses. He pointed to where 3 blood claws had died together. They moved in formation, very disciplined, very organized. But they all moved the same way. When I broke their formation, they did not know what to do. Our training is perfect, Veltar argued. Your training is predictable. Taemin said. Perfect for fighting other aliens who also have predictable training. But humans train differently. How? We train by fighting each other. Humans have been at war with humans for our entire history. Every possible tactic has been tried. Every possible counter-tactic has been invented. Taemin walked to the center of the room where the gravity tool lay broken. When your warriors attacked in formation, I had already seen that formation. Human armies used it 2,000 years ago. We know exactly how to break it. But we are stronger and faster than humans, Veltar said. Yes, but strength and speed only matter if you can hit your target. Taemin picked up the broken gravity tool and examined it. Humans learned long ago that the biggest, strongest fighter does not always win. The smartest fighter wins, the one who adapts fastest. He threw the device to Veltar. She caught it automatically. Your people will study this fight, he said. They will try to figure out what went wrong. They will probably decide that the problem was the environment. Too many obstacles. Not enough room to move. Veltar nodded. That was exactly what her military leaders would say. So next time, they will choose a big open space. No obstacles, no tools to use as weapons. Just pure combat between warrior and warrior. That would be better for us, Veltar agreed. No, Taemin said. It would not. Why not? Because humans have been fighting in open spaces too. We call it battlefield combat. We have thousands of years of experience with it. Taemin's comm device buzzed. Nari's voice came through. Pickup ship is 5 minutes out, she reported. Good, Taemin replied. The lesson is almost over. Lesson? Veltar asked. The real lesson is not about fighting, Taemin said. It is about learning. He walked closer to Veltar. She did not back away this time. Your empire has conquered many worlds. You have won many battles, but you have never lost. That means you have never learned. Learning from defeat is weakness, Veltar said. Learning from defeat is survival, Taemin corrected. Every human defeat teaches us something new. Every human victory teaches us something too. We never stop learning. And aliens? Aliens perfect one way of fighting and then never change. That makes you predictable. And predictable enemies are easy to defeat. Veltar was quiet for a long time. She looked at her dead warriors again. Each one had been trained from childhood to fight. Each one had been absolutely confident in their abilities. What should we do? She asked finally. Learn, Taemin said. Study this fight. Figure out what went wrong. Change your tactics. Adapt. Will that be enough? No, because while you are learning from this fight, humans will be learning from it. 2. We will be preparing for your new tactics before you even develop them. The sound of engines filled the air outside. The pickup ship was arriving. So we cannot win? Veltar asked. You cannot win by fighting, Taemin said. But you can win by not fighting. Explain. Humans do not want to conquer your empire. We do not want your worlds or your resources. We just want to be left alone. And if we leave you alone, then there will be peace. Humans are very good at peace. When we are not fighting aliens, we build things, amazing things. We explore, we discover, we create. But if we attack you, Taemin smiled. It was still not a nice smile. Then you will learn why humans survived on a death world for millions of years, and why every other dangerous creature on that world is now extinct. The pickup ship landed outside the mining station with a soft thud. Taemin could hear the engines cooling down. Soon, Nari would come inside to collect him. Veltar sat on the floor next to the wall. She was still looking at her dead warriors. Her tail moved slowly back and forth, like a dying snake. I have one more question, she said. Ask it. Are all humans like you? Tae-min thought about this. It was a good question, and an important one. No, he said finally. I am not special. There are humans much better than me at fighting, much smarter, much stronger. Veltar's eyes went wide. Better than you? Much better. I am just a regular soldier. On Earth, there are humans who could have won this fight in half the time. That is impossible. There are humans who specialize in fighting multiple opponents. Humans who study alien combat for their entire lives. Humans who train every day to kill things bigger and stronger than themselves. Tae-min walked to the window and looked out at the pickup ship. It was a small craft, designed for stealth and speed. The human who trained me could have beaten your entire army, he continued. Not just 10 warriors, hundreds of them. Where is this human now? Dead, killed fighting the Nexus Empire 3 years ago. But before he died, he trained 50 other humans, each one almost as good as he was. Veltar shook her head. This cannot be true. It is true. And it is why your empire needs to choose peace. The ship's door opened. Nari Choi walked in carrying a medical kit and a scanner. She was a small woman with quick eyes that saw everything. Are you hurt? She asked Tae-min. A few cuts. Nothing serious. She ran the scanner over him anyway. Humans were careful about injuries. Even small wounds could get infected in space. And her? Nari looked at Veltar. She is going home to deliver a message. Tae-min said. Nari walked around the room, looking at the dead blood claws. She made notes on a small device. 10 elite warriors, she said, defeated by 1 human in under 30 minutes. This will make a good report. Report for who? Veltar asked. Captain Dong-Hyeon Yu of the Human Defense Fleet, Nari replied. He wanted to know if Skarn warriors were as dangerous as their reputation claimed. And now he knows? Now he knows that Skarn warriors are very good at fighting other aliens, but not very good at fighting humans. Veltar struggled to her feet. You will tell your captain that I want to negotiate. Negotiate what? Nari asked. Peace. A treaty between the Skarn Empire and humanity. Nari looked at Tae-min. He nodded. Captain Yu will be interested, Nari said. But you will need to offer something valuable. What do humans want? Safe passage through Skarn space, trading rights, and a promise to leave human colonies alone. And in return, humans will not expand into Skarn territory. We will share some of our technology, and we will help protect you from other threats. Veltar looked confused. What other threats? Tae-min and Nari exchanged looks. Veltar did not know about the real dangers in the galaxy. The Skarn Empire was isolated in their own corner of space. There are worse things than humans out here. Tae-min said, much worse. The Devourers. The Hive Mind, the Machine Collective. I have never heard of these. You will, Nari said grimly. They are moving this way. In about 10 years, they will reach Skarn space. Are they dangerous? The Devourers eat entire planets, Tae-min explained. The Hive Mind turns living creatures into slaves. The Machine Collective converts all organic matter into metal. Veltar's face went pale. And humans fight these things? Humans are the only ones who fight these things, Nari said. Everyone else runs away or gets conquered. Why do humans fight? Because someone has to, Tae-min said simply. If we do not stop them, they will destroy everything. And you win? Sometimes. Sometimes we lose. But we always learn from both. Nari packed up her medical kit. We need to go. There are other demonstrations scheduled today. Other demonstrations? The Zelani Empire wanted to test their energy shields against human weapons, Tae-min explained. And the Morth Confederation thinks their swarm tactics can overwhelm human defenses. Will you win those fights too? Probably. But the real victory will be if we do not have to fight at all. Veltar walked with them toward the ship. Her steps were slow and heavy. She was thinking about everything she had learned. I will tell my emperor what happened here, she said. I will recommend peace with humanity. Good, Nari said. But remember what you saw today. Remember how easily one human defeated your best warriors. Remember that there are millions of humans in space now. And remember that we prefer to build rather than destroy, Taimin added. But we are very good at both. They reached the ship. Nari climbed inside and started the engines. Taimin paused at the door. One last thing, he said to Veltar. What? Your warriors fought bravely. They died with honor. Remember them well. Why do you say this? Because good enemies are hard to find, and we learn more from brave enemies than from cowards. Veltar nodded slowly. I will remember. Taimin climbed into the ship. Through the window, he watched Veltar walking back toward the mining station. She would wait there for her own rescue ship. She would have time to think about everything. That had happened. Do you think she will convince her emperor to make peace? Nari asked as the ship lifted off. Maybe, probably. The Skarn are not stupid, just proud. And if they choose war instead? Taimin looked out at the stars. Somewhere out there, other human teams were having similar conversations with other alien empires. Each one was learning the same lesson. Then they will learn why humans are called the galaxy's apex predators, he said. The ship turned toward Earth and accelerated. Behind them, the mining station grew smaller until it was just another dot of light in the darkness dot in a few hours. Captain Yu would have his report. The galaxy would have new data about human capabilities. And hopefully, one more empire would choose cooperation over conflict. Te-Min closed his eyes and tried to rest. Tomorrow, there would be another demonstration. Another chance to show the galaxy that humans were not just another species to be conquered. They were the species that other species should be very careful not to anger, because when humans got angry, they did not just fight back. They fought to win. They fought to learn. And they fought until their enemies understood that some prey was too dangerous to hunt. The ship flew on through the star-filled night, carrying its passenger home to a blue world, where evolution had created the galaxy's most dangerous creature that preferred peace, but was exceptionally good at war, a creature called human.